there we go. Just scream into the mic real quick. Ah, Mando. There we go. Should probably turn up the music. Actually, not. It looks fine. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be painting Mandalorians. Because I have autism, and Mandalorians are my favorite thing in Star Wars. Not only are they made my favorite thing in Star Wars, they are objectively the best thing in Star Wars. We are not going to be painting the Mando, though. Instead, we're going to be preparing for the new army that's going to be coming. For anybody who hasn't played, or doesn't know anything about Star Wars Legion, Mandalorians are now becoming an army. I don't know if they're going to become a full-on faction like Rebels or Empire, but they are becoming an army, kind of like a Shadow Collective, it seems. Are you using custom Mando-themed bits? I have straight-up models. Correctly. This one is picked out by a friend of mine. Because we both like Mandalorians, and I asked them which one they wanted me to paint up in this color scheme that they have, so I'm doing that. Trying to... There we go. This mic is not agreeing with me today. First stream in a while. How's things? Things are better. It took me to make a stupid April Fool's video in order to get back on track with shit, but could be worse. Just gotta pull up the color scheme they want me to use. Sent it to me a while ago. It said the second one. Yeah, this one. The only problem I have with this is that there is on the back of the cloak. I'll go ahead and show you, I guess. I should have saved this on what's it called, but it's fine. Should just save this so I can show you easier. But yes, this is the Fortnite Mandalorian skin because it's the best thing ever. Anyways, this is the color scheme they wanted me to try to paint this model up in, which is not hard. And then this is going to be the only problem that I'm going to end up having, is that I'm going to have to end up freehanding the Mythosaur in gold on the back because I cannot 3D print gold decals right now. That's not a thing for me. So this is going to be interesting to do. And I don't think this model actually has a cloak. No, okay, good. I'm saved. Kind of sucks that I'm not going to paint that, but at the same time, that saves me a lot of time. It won't be awful. God, I fucking love Mandalorians. They're so funny, but also just like one of the coolest things in Star Wars. What I need to figure out is how are the visors on these painted. There's like a light indentation, but also not really. Hello, Axe. And we'll go ahead and just start off with the blue. I do have a royal blue that I was using a while ago. Seems I put it away. Damn it. Go grab it. Will this be an army in Star Wars Legion? Yeah, they're making a Mandalorian faction for Legion. I don't know if it's gonna. Well, they're making an army. I don't know if it's gonna be a full faction like in Legion, like Empire and CIS and everything. But they revealed models, and I like the models. But I already had files for these guys because my plan was just to play Shadow Collective because you could spam Mandalorian super commandos. But if they're becoming their own full army, then I'm just gonna play that. I'm gonna have to mix that properly. Friend is lucky I have blue on hand. Time to get into Star Wars Legion with some printed Nimbus commandos, but I don't really have a little board game to get into at the moment. Or don't really need to. I mean, if you're 3D printing, then what's the harm? If you were buying everything wholesale, that's different. I had a medium-sized brush. So this. That's the only way I'm justifying getting into Legion. I already bought one of the starter boxes. Bought the Empire one for the new edition, which, I mean, I would have needed all the tokens and shit anyways, so it was worth it. But I'm just pivoting from playing Empire to playing Legion. Because they have Legion Knights at my game store. And as much as I complain about my game store, at least that's going to be a thing. Time and energy. I guess, but you could also just, like, organize and say, hey, I want to play this for one day instead of 40k. There was some support stuff behind on this lady that I'm gonna have to cut away at. Where is my knife? Not there, okay. Bad news, there is now a knife missing somewhere in my room. I will deal with that later, I guess. Where's just over there, actually? I can rip it off with these. Yeah. That's what I do with my friends every now and again. Every time I feel like playing something else, I just tell them that. But Warhammer has definitely consumed a lot more of our time than not. I'm actually gonna need to use this for once. My setup has a little magnifying glass. I just grind it right up against the mic, Jesus. It has a little magnifying glass so I can actually see what I'm working on. This will make it a little bit harder for you guys, but I also don't have the best angles, like, because, like, how am I gonna paint like that? That's hard. Hard to do. It's not impossible, though. Yeah, Mandalorian Army looks kind of interesting. It's a lot of modularity in your units, as well as just being relatively fast. Like, I don't think there's a single movement 1 unit in the entire army from what they've shown off. Also, Mando, but I don't think there's a single unit that's only movement 1. But there's also not a lot of movement 1 units in game. It's hard to discern at times what's armor and what's just clothing. This is definitely armor. Looks like armor. Or no, that's boots. Or part of the boots. Right? Now I have a semi pile of shame. Everybody has a pile of shame. There's nothing semi about it. I have so much shit put together and I lost my sprue cutters. Okay, well that's not a pile of shame because you were actively working on it. Don't use a knife. No, don't do that. Find your cutters. Just move physically closer over to the model. Magnification does not help me out. No, this is leg armor on both sides. Fucking brush. I really need to get back in the swing of doing videos. I've been putting shit off for too long. It's kind of funny. It's not that I care, I just find it funny. The new video got more views as a joke than the actual Church Crusade video that I was making. Which is fine. I do this as a hobby at this point. It's just a hobby that ends up making some money every now and again. But it's still hilarious. Because you're an entire... so people have an entire army of nits sitting around waiting for their paint job. That shit's brutal. I'm technically one of those people, like literally to my left, I have an entire Slaves to Darkness army that I need to paint, but I also like am actively like trying to get it done when I can. But 11th edition is also coming around the corner, which is kind of annoying. He's like, I knew it was coming, but definitely put a damper on the timeline that I had set up. Eventually, I'll get it all done. Guard W. Not really. What's the color of... I think it's... There. Immediately scrolled off of it. There you go. Yeah, just like a grayish and then brown belt. Black for the undersuit and German gray for the other parts. Because all this is going to be gold. The jetpack is going to have to be blue. We're getting a lot of stuff. There's a whole... Yeah, there's a whole reveals at what's it called? Adepticon. 2 new transports and then a tank of some kind, I believe. And then the new Commissar Graves or whatever their name is. Lag. Pretty sure it's just you, bud. I love these boots. They were also brown. Because these aren't boots. Hold on, I can't see from this far. They look like boots, but they also kind of look like greaves. I think it's boots. I'm pretty sure that's boots. I had to new grades solely for the fact that I gassed myself into thinking it's about stories. That's a fucking skill issue. What are you talking? What? I gaslit myself into thinking it was Vostroyans. You're not getting Vostroyans. You're insane. Vostroyans are at least like 3 editions out, if that's even going to be a thing. You're not even gaslighting yourself. You just have schizophrenia. Where is this a German gray? Which I will be needing shortly. Black, I think I dropped over here. Let me hope, please. No. It's not hope, you're literally just hurting yourself. I've been rewatching The Mandalorian again because the movie's coming out soon, next month, I think, like May 15th. So I'm rewatching everything just to get caught up with what happened. That being said, I am not looking forward to going to the movie theater as a grown-ass man and being like, yeah, can I get tickets to The Mandalorian and Grogu? What a fucking shit title. I'm still gonna go watch it, but shit title. I'm kind of curious as to whether or not the movie is gonna end up spawning another season, or if that's gonna be literally it. Because I'm fine if that's it. But also, given the fact that every episode of current Star Wars shows is like an hour or over an hour, every episode is basically a movie on its own. It's just much slower paced. As part of the last season was the Confederate holdout. Everything else was awful. I disagree. I think the CIS holdout was the worst part of the last season. And I say that as somebody who is not a fan of Bo-Katan. And when I say not a fan of Bo-Katan, I mean, like, eject her into the sun. I don't like Bo. But I also just don't like anybody from Clan Kryze. It's a personal thing. Because it was like some bits of CIS, and then there was some bits of like House Kryze, Clan Vizsla. Nerd. Bro knows the difference between houses and clans. As like CIS skis are still kicking in. I don't. I like the CIS, but like, bro, the Confederacy, like, failed. Thanks to Palpatine, mostly, but, like, it's gone. I don't like seeing the CIS pop up as often as it does in like, Empire Age, or, like, post-Empire Age, even, Star Wars media. Because then it just becomes, like, for me, because, like, what is it? It's the argument people have about why the fuck are there so many Jedi? Order 66 clearly did nothing, when in reality like tens of thousands of Jedi ended up getting killed because of Order 66, and there's only like what, not even 100 confirmed Jedi still alive. I only think we're even close to like 25, not counting the Inquisitors and shit, obviously. But I don't know. I like Mandalorian. I still think it's good. I have my problems with season 3. My biggest problem is one, Jack Black is canonically in Star Wars, which I don't have a problem with, but what I find incredibly funny is that he's an ex-Imperial officer, which means he absolutely committed war crimes in one way or the other, which is hilarious. And there's just parts of the Mandalorian that I like, or season 3 that I just don't care about. And one of my biggest hang-ups is just Bo-Katan. I don't like Bo-Katan. I'm probably gonna get the channel flagged for saying this, but best Bo-Katan was Death Watch terrorist Bo-Katan. After she got character development, heavy quotations character development, kind of fell apart. I don't think she is anywhere near interesting as Satine was. Satine was at least interesting because she was an oxymoron. She was a pacifist Mandalorian. And also, you know, she was also like Obi-Wan's ex-girlfriend, but if you want to go ahead and whittle down characters to just their relationship with other characters, sure, I guess that's interesting, but I liked her a whole lot more than Bo. And then, I mean, spoilers for if you haven't seen The Mandalorian Season 3, a fucking show that ended like, what, 2-3 years ago? Something like that. Bo, after failing to lead Mandalorian, getting it and having the purge happen to it, ends up leading it again. And also, this is just like a me thing. I understand the symbolism behind it, but like the Darksaber just getting borked, like I don't think it's fully destroyed. I think they can repair it, but it getting borked kind of rubs me the wrong way. I get it from a narrative or like allegory point of view. Like you don't need the Darksaber to rule Mandalore. Mandalore is not it's not the planet. It's not the weapons behind it. It's barely even the ideology. Mandalore is the people, and that's the whole point. Also, like the Darksaber just like looks fucking cool, and I kind of just want it to stay around. Star Wars is like the one bit of media, maybe Marvel, but Marvel has its own issues. But Star Wars is like the one bit of media that, in my opinion, you're allowed to like be a kid and just like say, yeah, but that's cool though. Marvel tried to take itself too seriously, and then it kept going back and forth between being serious and being campy. Whereas Star Wars, there's serious moments, but everybody agrees that a majority of Star Wars is, I don't want to say hype moments and aura, but you know, it's rooted in being a campy, dumb kind of universe where you have fucking glup shitto aliens everywhere. I forgot they're making a Starfighter movie, dude. I like that it was a struggle for power that destroyed the Darksaber, the actual symbol of power. Was almost collateral damage. I like that too. That was cool. Like I said, I just wish it was around because the Darksaber looks fucking cool. It's like it's such a visually interesting weapon because it looks more high tech than lightsabers, just because of like its Mandalorian. The design of the hilt is very Mandalorian looking. It's also fun. Visions is just people having fun. Visions is literally just, fuck it, just let's make Star Wars anime. And it works. Visions is always fun. I do like when Star Wars gets serious. Part of the reason why I like prequels, goofy shit. But it did try serious political stuff. I also just like politics. Well, Andor exists, and Andor is a very fantastic show. But for me, I like just like the cool like space saga shit, which is why I love Mandalorian. Andor objectively is the better show, but I still like the Mandalorian more. I like the funny space death oboe that plays whenever Mando shows up, the or whatever the fuck the space didgeridoo, because Mandalorians are Australian technically. I'm just sad the disruptor rifle got blown up. I find it funny because the disruptor rifle is illegal. And that was actually outlawed during the Age of the Empire. I'm pretty sure it's a law that carried over into the New Republic. I think my only gripe with Andor is that nothing ever happened for 4 episodes until the big climax, which, what, the second season? Or what are you talking about? Or are you talking about the first season? Because the first season was kind of just a lot of meandering around for a political espionage drama show. I feel like the build-up in the first season was, like, perfect. Also, the prison episode was just fantastic. There was only one way out. Most Mando Season 2 did the thing where the characters carry around a rifle and never use it. Yeah, but that's just like... If that's your complaint, that's a pretty good show, I would say. And then the heist went off, and then the second season, the build-up to the prison. Was the prison second season, or was that first season? I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't watched Andor in a minute. The last time I watched Andor was when the last 3 episodes for season 2 came out, and I rushed to watch them before my friend does because my friend is autistic about Star Wars. And I managed to finish Andor before they did, and I will hold that over them till the end of their days. I like all the deals they had in Mandalorian. It's fun. Space Western is such like a amazing like subgenre. I goobed Game of Thrones show last summer, and it completely replaced Star Wars in my brain. Game of Thrones is cool. I obviously like most people's gripe is just the dip in quality. No, it's funny, I didn't know this, but the creators, or not the creators, but the showrunners for Game of Thrones on HBO, the reason why the last season was so shit is because they rushed it because they had a deal with Disney to do a Star Wars show. And because they rushed Game of Thrones and didn't think about how it was going to be received, how that would affect their deal with Disney, so that completely fell through. And as far as I'm concerned, those guys are not working on shows currently, or for a very long time. That's what I've been told. I hate Star Wars now. Why? Because they saved themselves from these 2 idiots who completely ruined a franchise that could have stuck the landing. And they just didn't do it because they were too busy trying to rush their way through Game of Thrones because they wanted to go to the Disney deal. I'm glad that deal fell through and Disney had the foresight. The frontal lobe. So make Game of Thrones ending for me. It's not Disney's fault, it's the showrunner's fault. Did you hear a single thing I said? The 2 people running the show over for Game of Thrones who were writing the ending completely rushed through it because they wanted to hurry up and get to the Disney deal. And Disney pulled out because of how shit the last season was. Never saw Game of Thrones, but how was it? Game of Thrones up until season 4 is perfect. Or not up until season 4, after season 4 is perfect. Seasons 5 and onward, the quality starts dipping. And it dips hard. I think until season 6. The irony is that is better than anything they could write. Irony of what? What do you mean? Where's my brown? I know I have brown somewhere. No Star Wars drama? I guess. I don't know if I'm reading that correctly. I feel very tired despite the fact that I just ate. And eating doesn't normally make me tired. It's empty. God damn it, it's empty. Why do I still have this? I know I have more. Where the fuck? I abandoned Star Wars for a while, but reading Legends kind of bring me back into the setting. I fucking hate Legends. Don't get me started on that. I'm not gonna shit on your parade, but I hate Legends. Legends gets like so power scaled. Now I'm complaining about this because fucking Legends gets like so power scaled because it ends up becoming mostly comics and other media like video games and stuff. Gets so power scaled that anything about the universe just like immediately stops becoming interesting. I'm pretty sure I've complained about Legends before, but I don't remember. Like, I don't think I've met a single person who likes the Yuzong Vong. Because they just power scale the settings so stupidly. And, like, the point of the Yuzong Vong is that they were power scaling the setting. Like, they are a faction that is written like a 4X endgame faction. In, like, Stellaris or some shit. Invincible is pretty much water cooler talk. I haven't seen a new season, but it's pretty mainstream. Invincible's alright. A lot of the budget was used for the conquest fight, and it's very, very apparent. A lot of the budget was used for the conquest fight. It looked like you're totally wondering where I've been fast asleep. Where's my brown? Pretty good. I like that. Legitimately, though, where the fuck are my browns? I have a drab. I have an olive drab right next to me, but that's not what I want. I want my brown. I remember Yellowstone had that too. Yellowstone is such a... I'll say this, like, I didn't watch Yellowstone. I've been fed millions of clips through YouTube, so I basically watched the show. I'm one of those people. Yellowstone looks like the worst written show I think I've ever seen in my entire life. From start to finish. It is legitimately just a piece of garbage. And I don't even know who the show is for. Because if you're like a rancher, you hate the show because it's not at all how ranching actually works. If you're a hell yeah America dude, I don't even think you would like that show because it makes there's a lot of moments in the show where like the government has a lot of power and a lot of say. And well, I guess the government's like mostly the main antagonist of the show, but I've never seen anybody under the age of 40 watch it, I guess. I legitimately don't know who that show is for. Middle-aged single white women or something, I guess. You just want to look at Rip. My biggest thing with the show is apparently they like brand themselves when they joined the ranch. I remember seeing a clip where they were talking about that, and it was like, yeah, you gotta brand yourself to show your dedication to the ranch. Of saying like, okay, they're cultists. So this literally has nothing to do with ranching. They're just insane. Gotcha. Cool. Did I drop drop it? I don't think so. I'm gonna send my head through a wall if I can't find this. There we go, I found them. It was made to make ranching seem like an honorable profession. It's a corporate advertisement. An honorable profession where you kill random hikers and brand yourselves. Cause like, what's that one show where it's about like oil? Landman? That's the corporate advertisement. Flat out. Literally just misinformation and borderline propaganda just spouted by characters. That's a corporate advertisement. Lore question: what's the Broken Tower's opinion on mutant slash mutant marines? Kibash mutant marine or slap chopping, wondering if the Broken Tower would shoot them on sight. It depends on what you mean by mutation or mutant, because like, if we're talking like Black Dragon mutation or something where it's like, it's not actively hindering anybody, then sure. But if you're talking like, you got Chaos Spawn arms coming out of you, you might get lobotomized. Marshall was an interesting show. I don't really watch anything outside of like my autistic special interests at this point. Like, I'm gonna go watch the Mandalorian movie by myself when it comes out. That's where I'm at in life right now. Liza puts to work or just moited. Lobotomized and thrown at the enemy. Depending on the mutation, like I said. Because there's some like mutations on Astartes that's just like, okay, that's not a mutation. That's just like, it might as well you might as well just be like you have a different skin color. Like salamanders. Salamanders isn't a mutation. Like technically it is by definition, but it's just like, oh, you got dark skin and you can see heat. Cool, I guess. There's a whole subsection of the Broken Tower that is involved with chaos mutations. It ain't fun, I'll say that. But I also just need to get back onto working on that video. I want to try to have it done for the 1 year anniversary, but I also am not going to be home during that time. So I'm going to have to get it done ahead of time. Talking ugly mutations? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Halfway to chaos. Okay, you're saying ugly mutations, but then you're saying halfway to chaos spawn. Which one is it? There's a difference between having a fuck ugly face and you have another mouth near your butt. Talking like chaos spawn are beautiful. You're the one telling me halfway to chaos spawn. Yeah, no, there's a whole section about that, which I need to get working back on that video. Worst mutation possible? Something a Lamenter got somehow? Yeah, probably. Well, the Lamenter mutation, which is their bad luck, is technically a mutation. But also, just like the Curse Founding was fucked. It's called the Curse Founding. You think they wouldn't found Space Marines during that. What are they, dumb? Where else is there brown? I forget. Worst mutation becoming a Lamenter? Yeah, basically. Brown on the belt. Technically the handle of the pistol, but I don't think I'm going to be able to paint that. I really wish more people made space western music. Because after watching, I say watching, after binging Mandalorian again, I'm now at that point where I'm getting ideas for like future campaigns for my players, and one of them is like Star Wars, and they're gonna spend a lot of time in the Outer Rim. And while I like this music, this does not sound like Tatooine. This sounds like homesteading music. You know, a giant I've never seen a lot? Bayou horror. Pumpkinhead or Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown does it the best, I feel. You kind of get a little bit of Bayou horror in Resident Evil 7, I think it is. Yeah, Resident Evil 7. But then you also have to like playing Resident Evil 7. I've heard it's not the most fun game on repeat. I'm just imagining an entire aircraft hangar filled with Chaos Spawn waiting to get sicked on the enemy. Like when you hit that one, Freddy as an army of wolves go forth, my scarabs. Oh my god, what's the I already don't remember what the name of the unit is in CSM. What is it? It's possessed? Yeah, go forth my possessed. It's literally what it is. Damn it. Oh, I got khaki on the base. It's fine. I got black on the base too. I got black on my fingers. Ooh. That could have been dangerous if I accidentally touched the model. We got black on... Oh, there's just black all over the rim. Hold on. There we go. Right. Muck. No, but that's about as accurate as it is. It's just a wing of the broken tower, just filled with what's it called? I can't think of the name of it. There's just a wing of the broken tower, just filled with like Marines who were possessed or mutated, who have either been lobotomized or have had something put on them to calm them down, some sort of dampener, and they just hang out with like one dude who's in charge of them. And whenever it's time, he just fucking unleashes the hounds. What kind of base terrain you guys use? I'm using cardboard bits, a lot of Armageddon dust. I just throw texture paint on my bases at this point. I don't care. You can spend all your time making a nice base, or you can spend all your time making a nice model. You're gonna have to sacrifice something at some point to make the army finally finished. And I'm good with letting the base suffer. Just need some a little bit more blue. It's too much on the brush. You know what I've been getting a lot of clips recommended to me of recently? The Orville fucking Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek spoof show that turned into an actual Star Trek show, basically. I already knew about it. It's just funny getting recommended clips of a show. It's just like YouTube's just like, hey, you're watching this month now. Like, okay. I guess we're watching the Orville. All the content bot farmers just agree on one show to show the masses. I love that blue. It is, let me grab it. It's right next to me. Pretty sure they still make this. It's dark blue by Vallejo, the model color range. I'm pretty sure the model color range is still being made. I could be wrong. Been getting a lot of Roblox. Are you 5? Or is actually a good show. It starts off as a parody, and then it, like, season 2, it just becomes its own show. Because, like, season 1, you could definitely... like, it's not like it loses its comedic bits, but... yeah. Love Vallejo Subpigmented. Vallejo is the best one, I think. The best brand I've used. It's such a shame they use borderline slave labor to make the paints. A 20-year-old man on Roblox isn't too out of place at this point. Yeah, but a 20-year-old man on Roblox is only there for one of 2 reasons. And I don't like the fact that it's a 50-50 most of the time. It'll scale to 75 is excellent. Yeah, but that requires me to buy a whole new brand, and I don't feel like doing that. I don't have brand loyalty. I'm just complacent. Hey, Grim. I think when it's a new short movie coming out and streaming, it's easily downloadable, watchable, so I'll possibly get access to files to post clips. I guess, but Orville's been on Hulu for a while, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm insane. Which is why I find it very funny. During the current state of Roblox, I get out before it's too late, basically. Probably be telling that to the kids playing it, though, not the grown-ass men in the chat. Sorry, been quiet lately. I don't know why you're apologizing. That's fine. You ain't gotta make excuses. As long as you're here, that's all that matters. Whenever I order a model kit, I always pick up a bottle of paint to try out. Yeah, fuck that. I don't do that. I am complacent. I will use the same shade of green for my Mechanicus army until there's literally no bottles left on this earth. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to buy even more now that I said that. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? I showed it off on the Discord, but not everybody here's in the Discord. So I'm going to a Ren Fair. I'm gonna have to make some room real quick for what I'm about to do. I'm going to a Ren Fair over the summer. I'm visiting a friend. And I got this. I don't know if you can... It's blunted, like... The only thing is that it is pointed, which I am gonna have to dull that down, but... I mean, hey. For anyone who's wondering, no, it doesn't auto-eject on its own. I do have to actually, like, press a knob and push it out. Yeah. It actually kind of fits comfortably on my arm. The only problem is that I'm wearing a gambeson. And don't worry, when I have the helmet and the full thing, and I'm going to put it on and show everybody off. Show everybody off. Show it's off to everybody. What the fuck is wrong with me? I really need to stop doing in between my words. I should just shut up. That's literally the first thing they teach you in public speaking is to stop using... oh my god, I'm doing it again. I forget what the word is. There's a word for it where you, like, pause, but you replace it with words instead. And it's especially a problem in our day and age where people use like, or So, stuff like that. Filler words. No, there's like a dumb. There's like a dumb term for it. It's not just filler words. It's like an actual English high tier word for it. Yeah, no, it's cool. I don't know if I can show off the rest of the mechanism, but all it is that it's a lever that you push, or you push in and then you push out, and it extends the blade. And the blade's actually like kind of extends out a good distance to the point where like I can grab it if I really wanted to use the point. But this is meant for costumes and not for actual combat use. So I will be dulling down the tip. I realized that I had a problem when I recorded the first podcast episode. What happened? I'll have a Tell me your woes, Grim. I actually cannot wait to show off the full outfit when I get it. I have boots that are on the way. I found a replacement helmet because I have something on back order saying too much. Yeah. The good thing about not doing a podcast for me is that I can delete all of that and I can make my entire sentences flow much more quickly. So it actually seems like I'm smart and know what I'm doing, when in reality, if you've gone into these streams, you know I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. Going to a Ren Fair is going to be real fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never been to one. And I already know that I'm not getting the full experience because I'm not going to be drinking. Because I just don't drink. Is it armored back over? Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm having to get into nooks and crannies and I can't see without it being in my face. Word of advice, don't buy any cosplay shit there. I learned my lesson the hard way. Everything's... Yeah, of course everything's upsold. You're at a Ren Fair. It's my brother in Christ. You went to a fair. Of course everything's expensive. Yeah, I'm trying to save money for when I go. I have one goal, and that is... I'm going to buy a Warhammer while I'm over there. Because I already have the sword, I want to leave with the hammer. You haven't lived until you've devoured a turkey leg like an animal? Medieval times, my friend. I've done that already. You meant the game? You're a fool. No, the actual weapon. I want a hammer. Hammers are like... Hold on. I've already shown this off at the Discord, but cringe moment. My Mandalorian, I guess OC, if you want to call him. Hammer. Because of course. I kind of feel bad because, like, I have this dude who, to be fair, he's digitally kit bashed from, like, 6 different kits. I have him, and then in comparison, the one I'm painting for my friend doesn't really look fair, huh? When the OC tuber has an OC. Yeah, but I desperately tried to find a way to weasel my way out of, like, not talking about my OC for Warhammer. And then it just got to the point where it's just like, it's just easier if I just fucking do it. What else is painting? It's so hard for me to tell what parts are actual... These are pauldrons. Oh wait, that's a... God damn it. Not Poldrin, it's something else. I'm just gonna paint it black. Fuck it. TTD, total trout death. For me, like actual realistic Warhammers just so damn cool. Realistic Warhammers are awesome. I really like them. Will the Istvan drop site massacre affect the trout population? No, because there's no trout on Istvan. I can't remember which one, but the Golden Demon winners sanded off details so he could paint them on better. That's so funny. And also just like, this is a clip of, I forget what basketball player it is. I don't want to say Steph Curry. I could be wrong. But there's a clip of a basketball player where he's just like idly walking up and down the court, just dribbling his ball, just like nonchalantly. And the ball fucks up. Like it doesn't bounce as high as it normally would because there's like a dead spot. And he goes over and he tests himself like 10 times over. And it's just so funny where you're just like, you're at the level where you're so skilled that you know you're not the problem. There's like, your environment around you is the problem. Somebody who is painting for Golden Demon is so skilled that they will scrape and sand off sculpted parts of the model to paint them on themselves. We're past the point of being a flex, and it's just like, okay, you're just embarrassing the people who made this for you. I want to go to a Ren Fair, but the only time that happened near me this summer because it rains 9 months out of the year in Oregon. I would like to go to a Ren Fair when it's like snowing or raining. I feel like that like has a appeal all on its own. That being said, I understand why they don't do it. Because there's stuff that would get damaged. I may we want a Ren Fair in the snow would go dumb. It would be fucking cool. You can try. What about the sea turtle population? You get one April Fool video. You get one April's Fool video. April's Fool? I don't remember. April Fool's video a year. Ask me that in a year. Yeah, Ren Fair in the snow would go crazy, which is why I wish that they would do that, but I understand why they don't. Mayfool twin. You're stupid. Dumb. That's dumb. Do you have two van braces or one? You have two. Okay, cool. One's gold, one's blue. Someone clearly hasn't been on a cross-country race in the hailstorm before. Yeah, why the fuck would you do that? Really, are you just dumb? You knew there was gonna be hail and you decided to go on a cross-country race to begin with? Were you stupid? Historically accurate Ren Fair with poppers freezing in the streets. It's not a real Ren Fair experience unless there's a fucking... unless there's a homeless man dying of the plague in a poor house. Bro, it's so crazy. All these extras for this Ren Fair actively contracted AIDS to play the part of... Ren Fair is a leper. What go? BRB boys, I'm gonna go contract leprosy in the 21st century. I gotta get the Ren Fair cosplay accurate. Oh my god. Just gonna show up to a Ren Fair with decaying skin. Someone give me an armadillo. Do not hand this man an armadillo. Do not hand this man an armadillo under any circumstances. I desperately want to change the music to There's a dude who makes who made like Western covers of Star Wars songs. But I know the stream will get flagged, and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But also at the same time, fuck, I want to listen to them so bad. They're so good. Here, actually, let me ask my friend something, because executive decision. Wasn't there a guy in California that's because like the Black Plague and stuff is like still actually real. It's just that our immune system completely combats it. Let me ask my friend a question. You know, I convinced myself we're gonna listen to it. We're doing it. Mando theme plus Rocky? That's an insane combo. Hold on. I don't want to nuke the stream for that, but that's kind of crazy. I am nuking the stream for you all. Pretty sure in order it's Bad Batch, Cad Bane, Cobb Vanth, Din, and then the Mandalorian theme. God, Star Wars is so perfect for a fucking space western. I go to bed early anyway. I sleep when the stream dies. The hardest music you've ever heard starts playing 50 seconds later, just goes down. Feeling a little Western, if you know what I mean. Which way, Western man? Early equals midnight, bro. I don't go to bed till like 2 a.m. at this point. Just working on shit constantly. The stream won't get like canned as I'm streaming, but afterwards I might YouTube might try to get me in trouble and painting some of my combat engineers. Nice. My friend has asked for the visor to remain black. Black, it will remain. I'm gonna have to pull this up close to me. You guys won't be able to see it, sadly, but... I love when I accidentally paint. I don't know if I can show it accurately. I love when I accidentally paint over the visor because then shit like this happens. Look at the fucking thinking of OG. Or the fucking raised eyebrow. It looks so fucking stupid. Sleepers for those in a higher tax bracket. Hell yeah, brother. Something malicious is brewing. By the way, shout out to Cobb Vanth, who looks like a coworker I had, and I legitimately had to do a triple take because I thought it was my coworker. I think one of my friends was just spamming chat earlier. Oh, he got his Custodes box. You know the channel Cthulhu Seeker. No, I don't have time to watch YouTube anymore. I've been too busy fucking making or trying to make videos. I've been busy lately, anyways. But yeah, you gem, yeah. God, where's just cat? Yeah, it is. This sounds so spaghetti western, and the ending is just so like it's. This first of all, the song sounds very heroic. For being a song about a fucking one of the most ruthless bounty hunters. Legitimately sounds like spaghetti western music. It's so good. Every day I pray that this guy who makes these songs does not use AI. But he's been making music well before AI was a thing, as far as I'm concerned. You gotta post this in the Discord as a holler. I will. Just remind me. It's how do you say his name? Krudakov? Krudakov music? Russian, definitely. Or Ukrainian. Some fucking Slavic country. One of those countries that still has landmines. You're dangerously close to Marvel movie levels. Let me turn it down then. Turn it down for you. I'm not turning it down for myself. This shit's too good. Oh, it's my favorite part. Where is it? Fucking Tumbleweed Sting. That shit is so good. This is literally all I've been listening to for like the past like 3 days since I've started rewatching Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. Oh wait, this is supposed to be brown. This one's Cobb Vanth. Also, what a fucking name, Cobb Vanth. Pretty sure it's Cobb Vanth. I could be insane. I'm really hoping the Mandalorian movie's so just good in general. Finally home after my 30-minute commute. Imagine commuting for 30 minutes. I've known people who commute to my work for even longer, so that honestly, that kind of tracks. It's like normal. I have 2 coworkers who work on complete opposite ends of the valley. It's insane. Could actually sell my trader guard. Not gonna lie, making them 40k bounty hunters would be pretty nasty. Bounty hunters, like, there's a lot of cool shit in Star Wars, right? Bounty hunters are just like consistently the coolest thing, I feel. Also, my favorite thing, what is it? Tumbleweeds are all fun and games until there's 500 of them blocking the interstate because one of them was caught on the fence. Yeah. I like how they put the good, the bad, and the ugly Sting in there real quick. I got from Southern Illinois to St. Louis. I hate St. Louis drivers. Don't we have a Darth Maul show coming? Yes, there's a Darth Maul show coming at some point about the Shadow Syndicate. Or Shadow Collective, not Shadow Syndicate. Is it called it's called the Shadow Collective, I'm pretty sure. Because he runs the Black Sun, the Pikes, and Crimson Dawn. Maul has such a fucking... I told my friend about this the other day. Maul has like the most insane life. He was a Sith cultist, became a Sith apprentice, became a fucking got cut in half, went insane, was brought back from literally not even the brink, just brought back from insanity, went on a vengeance quest that didn't finish until like 20 to 30 years later with his own death, became the Mandalore, ruled Mandalore, was there the Mandalorian, Siege of Mandalore, I almost called it the Mandalorian Civil War, it was the Siege of Mandalore, survived Order 66, ran 3 criminal organizations from the darkness, and just dies on Tatooine. Maul lived the craziest fucking life. I gotta loop this music before I forget. He doesn't die because Dave Filoni likes him. I have a lot of problems with Dave Filoni. I don't care that he gave us Clone Wars. I have fucking problems with the cowboy hat man. The final Maul duel was the coolest. The duel between Maul and Obi-Wan at the end was like genuinely just like fucking peak Star Wars. It was so good. 2D Clone Wars was cooler. 2D Clone Wars is good. I don't know if it's cooler because 2D Clone Wars never got the chance to become an expanded series like the Clone Wars TV show did. So I can't really give a fair judgment on it. Because Genndy does their shows in a very specific way. And I feel like, because like I know Primal's good. Because Primal is good. I don't think you could have done Clone Wars in Genndy's style for as long as Clone Wars was done in Filoni's style. Would you rather have $6 tomorrow or $3 million on Saturday? Bro, just hand me the $6. Evening Boss, what's this game for? It's for Star Wars Legion. My premiere second. Oh yeah, fucking crazy. Axeman asked me a question. How do I paint soot? You dry brush. Like very light dry brush, and then heavy dry brush on the parts where the soot is collecting, obviously. I would argue just like dry brush straight black. Don't even do like layers. God, I fucking love this music. It's so good. I'm not even talking. It's just so good. Oh yeah, that one clone loading a rocket launcher into the elevator. God forbid you give a clone trooper any form of explosive ordnance because they have no regard for their own safety or the safety of anybody within a 5-mile radius, dude. Here's hoping the KOTOR remake is good. Isn't that canceled? I don't fucking know anymore, dude. I wasn't that person who, wow, this music is loud. For all the people who like KOTOR, if and when the remake gets made, I hope it's good, but also at the same time, just like, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't even know if KOTOR's fucking canon at this point anymore. There's been all this talk about like Old Republic stuff or whatever the fuck is going on. I don't even know anymore. Like there's been a bunch of talk about like whether or not they're gonna do stuff with the Old Republic, or if they're gonna finally progress into the future, which they still haven't fucking done because Disney is scared to death about touching anything related to the new trilogy because it was just done so poorly that literally everything that they're making, old canon was consistent. Old canon gave us great things like Jedi Master, I'm a Gun Die, midichlorians, and fucking a bunch of other bullshit. Old canon also had Yuzong Vong and a bunch of other garbage. fucking Palpatine cloning himself constantly, which ended up getting brought into the new trilogy because people are creatively bankrupt. It was still better. I don't think so. The moment Vong were epic, I think the Yuzong Vong were fucking stupid, but I don't know if you're here for my whole entire string about that. Yuzong Vong got introduced, and Star Wars instantly became the comic book. It ended up having the comic book problem of the setting is now getting power scaled constantly. I'll tell you what I want to fucking see. I want to see Ryan Gosling in the fucking Starfighter movie. I want to see what the fuck they do with that. He literally drives. I know the setting had that problem, but then it just completely exacerbated it. Like, I'm gonna turn this down. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. The Mortis episodes with like the Force gods or like the Force aspects, whatever you want to call them, in Clone Wars, genuinely the worst episodes ever made, and I hate that they were made. I think the Mortis episodes were a complete mistake. Same thing with like the Wills, which I don't remember. Wills are in Clone Wars, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Because Yoda talks to them. The entire point of the Force is that it's supposed to be a literal force of the universe. It's like a cosmic law. And the moment you start to introduce all that back into, not back into, but the moment you start to personify, I guess, a literal force of nature to the point where, like, yeah, that's where gods came from. Also, just like my other biggest problem, but it's obviously an issue with the droid mission arc. The droid mission arc, I hated every single fucking moment of it. That shit was so ass. I hated it. I don't care. I like Goofy, but when the Goofy lasts longer than the Siege of Mandalore, I'm losing my fucking mind. The Siege of Mandalore was like 2 episodes because the last one was Order 66. Victory and Death, which, by the way, once again, Victory and Death, greatest fucking episode of TV I've ever watched in my entire life. I did not realize how fucking long the droid mission went for. Because I thought it was going to be like the standard thing of like, it's an arc, it's going to be 3 episodes, right? And I was fucking like, how long is it? I swear it's like 5 episodes, right? Am I crazy? It's 5. It's something like that. And it's just like, after the second episode, like I backed out. I looked to see how long this lasted for, and I think I went into like catatonic shock. Worse than Mortis. Mortis is awful for what it does to the canon. Because, like, Obi-Wan and Anakin just never talk about it ever again in Revenge of the Sith or anything else. We're just gonna ignore that happened? Okay, I guess. The droid mission is awful because it's the droid mission. Peak lobotomized power scaling would win Goku or literal capital G God. Streaming was a mistake. Oh yeah, Project Hail Mary. I need to watch that. I was kind of worried it was going to be bad, but apparently it's good. And I like Ryan Gosling. I'm sorry. I mean, I like me. He's literally me, for real, for real. That's crazy. Yeah, anyway. That's literally what fucking happened, though. That's literally what happened. They never talk about it, and it fucking pisses me off so bad. Where's my gold? I think it's behind my water. It's not. Where the fuck's my gold? I know I didn't use all my gold. I know I still had a bunch left. It's right here. I had this, so I had like a stupid idea the other day because in the comments section, lots of moves would be like, "Where's my gold?" Shut the fuck up. I had this stupid idea of like, because in the comments section of this video, it's a bunch of people saying like spaghetti western movie titles, but like Star Wars, like one of them is Fistful of Credits. Another one is The Light, the Dark, and the Bounty Hunter. And I it's just like in my mind, and I couldn't stop laughing at the idea of this. It's just a movie poster where it's just like The Light, the Dark, and the Gonk, and it's literally like on the poster, like it's like the fucking like the background is like Tatooine with the twin suns at the top, and you have like the faded in faces of the three characters, which the Jedi, the Sith, and then there's just a fucking Gonk droid. It's the like not superimposed because it's fading in, but just like the superimposed image of a Gonk droid with the fucking binary suns of Tatooine as he's wearing a fucking cowboy hat. It was just murdering me for the last 2 days. Oh, so Dio. I thought you were speaking some fuck ass Star Wars language for a second, but I just realized you're just saying "What's up, Dio?" Nothing. Penny Mandalorians. See you, Space Cowboy. I don't think I've ever showed off that picture. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. It's one of the favorite things I ended up making. It was after I finished the last mission for Destiny 2. If we can find it. No, not here. Pretty sure I literally named it C Space Cowboy, but I could be wrong. Yeah, here it is. After crying like a bitch because I heard you hear Kate's last transmission. Oh no, that's afterwards. I cried like a bitch afterwards, but I ended up making this. Just my guardian wearing the fucking Kel armor, or not the Kel armor, but the Fallen armor, with his cowboy hat and his little servitor ghost, just looking at the Traveler. Destiny makes me sad now. I'm glad I experienced the game for what it was, all the way through. Because I have my friend that I ended up buying the game for, and I've been meaning to go through and play it with them, but also just like, fuck. Yeah, this is like my this is my screensaver for my computer when I open it up. I actually need to put it back up because it broke recently, so I need to replace it. Yeah. I'm glad I got to experience the game. It's like the first time I've played through an entire franchise, and I feel like content with how it ended. It was a fucking disaster. they stuck the landing like on their tippy toes, and it worked out. 10 years of my life went into that game, which is really fucking crazy to think about. I love Space Cowboys, if you couldn't tell. Which is funny because I'm not like a fan of Firefly or stuff like that. Firefly's not my favorite. I'll be the first person to admit that. I never played it. I don't really plan to. You can't really play it anyways because most of the content's gone. You're trying to go back and playing Destiny 1's like pulling teeth. As much as Destiny 1 has a really nice charm about it. You can figure out how I'm going to do the gold on this because it's not like an actual trim on this mask. This gave me my love for Space Wizards. Destiny reminded me that Bungie can actually write really cool and interesting stuff, but it's just the problem of actually getting it into the game and representing it in cutscenes and quests. As a fan of Firefly, I kind of get it. I don't think it held up that well, and the actors are very good, and that's the main appeal. Yeah. Have you seen OSP's video on Space Westerns as a trope? I have not watched fucking OSP in a fat minute. And I'm gonna be real, I can't bring myself to watch like essay videos anymore. Which is funny because I basically make essay videos in a way, if you really think about it. You know what that means? Starts emulating. You cannot emulate Destiny 1. The live service game that you need to be connected to a server at all times. You can't emulate it. Your channel is video essays? In a way, but not in the same way of like OSP or Defunct Land or other people. No, Destiny 1 still has its content. Have you heard about the retcon ending of Destiny 1? Yeah, I have a file on my Google Drive my friend sent me about the original ending for Destiny 1. The original raid was so interesting, and it seems like they might go through with it this time around, but it's the shame that it took 10 fucking years for them to get to it. For anybody who didn't know, the original ending of Destiny, or not the original ending, the original raid for Destiny 1 was you were going to go to Mars and you were going to raid one of Charlemagne, who was one of the war minds, the giant super AIs like Rasputin who were meant to protect humanity from the darkness. You were going to raid one of Charlemagne's vaults, and the final boss of the raid was a rogue guardian. And it seems like they might do that again. Because they're kind of setting up, what's his name, Dredgen Bale, as like the current main villain after Renegades. And it's kind of funny because like this is a TTRPG system, heavy quotations. It's a modification of 5e. Charlemagne and Rasputin, what the fuck is this lore? The lore's cool. Shut the fuck up. I will fight you on that shit. The lore is sick. Also, watching Rasputin die fucking broke me. Spoilers, you can't play the story anyways, but that shit broke me. Go watch the Destiny lore. Go watch the Destiny lore if you could stand listening to a British person talk for 10 hours. I like Byth, but the American in me hates the British accent. Drifter is the best. Drifter's fun. I don't think Drifter's the best. Hive sword logic. Hive sword logic's cool. As always, fucking Bungie is really good at writing alien religions for some reason. That's just like a talent they have. I know it's when you don't get a choice. Damn it, I got gold on the fucking sleeve. This is the concept of the Traveler interior. Guardians of the Light, Ghosts, Guardians, Crow play a much bigger role. Gotcha. Oh, you're talking about Destiny 2, not original Destiny. I'm talking about original Destiny. It's so weird seeing like the early cutscenes that they showed off when they announced Destiny, and like Aldrin was a very different character when they showed him off, and then he eventually did become that same character. He became Crow. I think Crow did more than just chill. Where I left off is a great idea, character, especially after Kid. I mean, he's Hunter Vanguard now, so. Yeah, I know. Destiny had a big change in story. I think everybody knows that. And then they crafted the heavy quotation story in like 6 months. They New Vegas the fucking game. Nah, New Vegas had longer. New Vegas had 18 months, which isn't great, but still. For an AI, just spam lights. Just parry it. Forehead. How are you gonna get light spammed by a bot? Get together. You're a grown-ass man. Parry the light. Crazy confession. I was big into Destiny. Chinese water torture would not have gotten that out of you. You just dropped that shit, huh? Nah. That's not that weird. There's like RP servers on like MMOs and shit. Like, also I play D&D. I literally roleplay. It's part of the. It's part of that folded into zero pressure, bro, is a lawn chair. I love that phrase. I remember I was raiding with some of my friends, and I came back from a Warhammer tournament, and we got into the topic of like a gaming tournament smelling like shit. And I told one of my friends, like, you know what? The tournament did not smell that bad. And one of my friends was like, damn, Chinese water torture would not have got that out of you. You just said that shit. Release me. Or I have to write down dialogue and like scenes and fucking voice act and roleplay shit by myself for intros to videos. Your shit's not cringe, believe me. You're good. I lost hope in video essays as a respectable genre when I saw a video of is messaging in role. What? I'm not reading the rest of that. Kyle, 15 lashings. Maybe if you say so, but it's also just like a part of your life that you probably just feel embarrassed about. And once again, like, I can't say much. I am painting a fucking Mandalorian figurine. Wait, what did he just say? Shit you did was not that cringe. You probably feel embarrassed about it, but like that. Terrasac. Oh, Tarask. I misread that completely. I heard Terrasac. Bro, I literally fucking, like, when I play RPGs, I'm literally playing a character when I play them. And I'm talking about, like, video games, not, like, D&D. That's obviously the fucking point. But, like, every time I do a run in New Vegas, I always try to mentally figure out, okay, who's this character? I'll get through the tutorial shit, and I'll gear them up how I want, and then I go from there. Because that's the point. You get into it. Which is why Fallout 4 is shit, because you don't get to do that. Where's my fucking tumbleweed sting? Hit me with it. That's so good. I started up a DS1 rerun, and I'm doing the exact same shit. I love you boy Emos. Or is that Emos or Ernos? I can't read that. The text is too distant. I assume it's Ernos. I really wish they made a Star Wars RPG in like the same vein as, like, I don't want to say this, but like a Bethesda RPG. Yes, I know this is the fucking Starfield mod, but I don't. It's like 300 gigabytes for all those files, and then I would be buying Starfield, and I don't want to do that. I think Alcat is making something like that. I know there's this. Alcat's making Dark Heresy CRPG right now. As far as I'm concerned, they have not touched Star Wars. Also, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like CRPGs. I want to play like a Fallout style RPG, like third-person shooter. That'd be very fun. Outlaws was shit. It sucks because like Outlaws is like interesting, but only at the end when you actually like do the heist. You have to slog through the entire game to get to that point, and the heist is like legitimately like an amazing part of the game apparently. But you gotta slog through everything else. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate? I don't know if we can really see it. Mandalorians have fucking guns on their knee pads. That's so insane. I have no idea how to talk about it. It's at the end of the game, like the final mission. There's like a heist. Because I was like, universally, reviews that I heard said that that was the best part of the game, and it was kind of worth it. And no shades to people who like Ubisoft's style of like open world games. Also, I need to stop screaming. I'm peeking the mic, but no shade to people who like that style of game, because I enjoy that style of game. But also, I think most people know the quality of Ubisoft games has gone down heavily in recent years, and For Honor is pretty much the only game that's good anymore. Was it worth $80? Pretty sure it's 70. I don't know if it was 80. Some people would argue yes, and some people would argue saying that video games should have become more expensive a long time ago, and I am one of those people. I'm surprised video games stayed $60 for as long as they did. I'm not saying they should get a price increase, I'm just saying I'm surprised it's happening only now. Talking CAD. Huh? CAD Bane? CAD Autodesk? What the fuck do you mean CAD? Be specific. What? I returned from my lashing. It's the most unfortunate. Go back. No, I'm joking. Just someone tells you something like that. Canadian. The useless currency. I say that as if the US dollar didn't get fucked over because I'm not getting into that. That's a history lesson. A maple liquor. What? We have Canadian slurs? We need to stop this now. That's insane. What? Maple liquor. This was my first Canadian slur. Canuck is a slur. Is Canuck a slur? Because there's a company that sells rifle cases that's called Canuck. Reach over and grab something. Floridian, I have gestures privilege. That's not how that works. You're just insane. You know, like it's a slur towards French Canadians. Oh, they're not people. French Canadians? No. Maple liquor sounds good. You're a fucking psychopath. Queer for anyone from Quebec. French and Canadian pick a struggle. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that one. The armor at the bottom, I know, is gold. Was it gold at the top as well? There's gold here. I'm having to take some liberties with it, but how am I gonna paint this trim on the helmet? I remember hearing someone call it German a what? What the fuck? First off, why are you beating on the Germans? They're still atoning for shit that they didn't do. I'm talking about the people, not the country. The country wholeheartedly slaughtered motherfuckers, but that's besides the point. Okay, I have to bring this closer to my face so I can actually paint it. Italian Americans versus French Canadians. What is the battle being fought here? I'm so confused. They're speaking German. Someone stop them. Which paints as usual. Damn it, I got black on the fucking gold I was painting, son of a bitch. You speaking tongues. Yeah, German. So I got so far for the trim on the helmet, but I was gonna have to fix it because I got black on some of it. Can't really see it. Bro, Parlez-vous français is not German. I'm not reading your devil language. Everyone knows French isn't real. What the fuck is he saying? I'm not French Canadian. I had to learn it. Fuck. Why would you? No one should be subjected to learning French. Painting the fucking visors on this lady like it's eyeliner. I literally can't show off what I'm doing because I'm having to hold this like an inch away from my face to see what I'm doing. There. You can really see the gold around the visor. Literally painted like eyeliner. As good as it's gonna get. It's a Canadian law. Isn't it a law only in like the French territories like Quebec? Because Quebec has its own laws because it's fucking French people. Or am I wrong on that? Because when your prime minister stepped down, didn't he have to give his resignation speech in both English and French because of Quebec law? Or am I crazy? I have a German gray roses. Another bottle of German gray somewhere. Deadlock lore video in? You're funny. That would not get views. I'm already struggling to get people to be interested in watching a Trench Crusade video. I want to do a Star Wars video at some point, but that's like much later, when this channel actually has like a decent amount of subscribers. I say decent amount. I mean like close to 10K basically. No, the British bought Quebec from France. And so they had to make an agreement with everybody. The Canadians would know French and be taught it. It would be on food and stuff. Or you could just tell the French to get bent and learn English, but sure, I guess. All official government business in Quebec has to be French. Cause a lot of trouble at my work. Fuck Quebec. Rest of Canada is like fine. Fuck Quebec. I think it'd be trend savvy right now with the movie hype. I don't think there's a lot of movie hype, but I'm also just like not in the circle of Star Wars fans right now. I do want to do a video on Mandalorians because I really love Mandalorians and they're like my favorite thing. And I already know what the it's official Korean and half of Canada doesn't know French. But yeah, good, because French sucks. I already know what the title of the video is going to be. It's just going to be Mandalorians, the Space Americans. I know they're not actually American. They're more based off of Australia and New Zealand because that's the ethnicity of the voice actors. But I don't care. We spread misinformation. The only other thing is stopping me is that the history of Mandalore is like insane and fucking long. But I would do that video just for the sole fact of doing an intro of a Mandalorian. And I cannot promise you that it is not just going to be a redo of the scene between Rango and Rattlesnake Jake. So is there hype for a Star Wars movie? Mandalorian is like the only thing people like about Star Wars right now. Until Starfighter comes out. Hi, that was German gray, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. It's starting to look lighter. What's the process for writing them? It's a lot of like it varies a lot depending on which one it is, but like I don't know which one's your favorite. Give me an example, and I could probably tell you what went into it because like for the Votan one, I know I wanted it to be a Diggy Diggy Hole reference because haha funny dwarves. The Imperial Guard one, I had no ideas for it, so I'm just like, what's a generic thing? Oh, I love being in the military. I love being in the Guard, despite the fact that it's shit. My favorite's got to be the Night Lords. The Night Lords one was kind of just like me thinking about like, okay, Imperial Knights is second, really? You like the? I fucking hate the Imperial Knights one. I think this is my worst intro. I don't know. I'm weird, and I'm also incredibly self-critical about shit I make. I'm my own biggest critic. I thought the Imperial Knights one was the worst one I've ever made. Like next to the Guard one. The Guard one sucks. And you know what I hate the most about it is that I literally, like, a month ago, while I was in the shower, I was thinking about the Imperial Knights video, and, like, it popped in my head what the intro should have been. It should have been the meme of Remember Who You Are, or, like, the actual scene in, like, Lion King of, like, Mufasa talking to Simba. But instead, it's, like, the Imperial Knight talking to the now young king who has to rule the fucking realm. And the knight sounds like his father. And that I came up with that like a month later. I'm so fucking mad about that. The Night Lords one was basically just like torturing a person, but also just like because they're Night Lords, so they have like a lot of like angst and self-hate, and so they make the torture and suffering about themselves at a certain point, because Night Lords are the biggest fucking divas. Next to, like, Emperor's Children. That being said, the man got skinned. The idea of, like, making the intros, like, varies heavily depending on which faction it is, or just, like, if I have an idea already to begin with. Because it used to just be me reading off quotes with a filter over my voice, and it's just like, okay, that's cool. And arguably it's the most popular ones, but also like when I made the Deathwatch one is probably like one of my favorites so far because it was like a mini audio drama. It took so long to fucking find all those sounds to edit. Thank God there's like 50 million weapons in fucking was that a hired gun? The Necromunda video game. Thank God for that. Holy shit. The Emperor's Children one, I took a hit on making money off that video just because I needed that song for the idea to work. Because I tried to find like copyright-free rock songs, none of them hit as hard as Welcome to the Jungle. And I don't think YouTube's music library has any rock songs with lyrics. I could be wrong. I know they have metal songs with heavy quotations of lyrics, just people screaming. I really want to do a Mandalorian video now. I'll try to make one for May the 4th. When's May the 4th, actually? So I can start planning that. May the 4th is on a Monday. Fuck! I'll figure something out. A month and a day to be exact. Yeah. In terms of time, yes, but in terms of how it falls on the calendar, no. Unless I was looking at June. Am I crazy? No, yeah, it's on a Monday. Fuck my life. That fucks up my schedule a lot, actually, but I really want to get the video out on that day. When's May the 4th? May 4th. Thanks, bud. Thanks. Appreciate it, big dog. Did I put gold on the backpack? Yeah, I put gold on the backpack. Oh, I was doing German gray on these straps. I forgot. It's like, what else could I talk about? I think it's honestly just gonna be me talking about Mandalorians. I don't know enough about the other factions to like justifiably do a video on them. There's a lot of factions I just don't care about. That's also part of it. Black, there it is. It's kind of watery. There we go. Forgot to do gold on the fucking back of the left leg. Ah! You know, the only thing that sucks is that I'm making this entire army, and the rules for it aren't even going to be out until like late July, because by that point everybody will actually have like the miniatures, and hopefully Tabletop Admiral is updated by then. And then by that point, I'm already going to be going to. I mean, I might not go this year, but I'm supposed to be going to a Warhammer tournament like I do every year. I might not do it this year. I don't know. I'm kind of loading my plate a lot with a bunch of shit. And I need to make time to do videos. And, like, July is fucked as of right now in terms of, like, me trying to make videos. I'm going to have to, like, June, all of June. Because I already said this. I work for a school district, so I'm not really busy throughout the summer. Like, June, I'm just going to, like, be dedicating to just, like, getting videos ready for the entirety of July. While making videos for June. It's gonna be so fucking over for me. Never gone to a tournament before, but my Thousand Suns army is fully painted. I should go to one sometime. I would recommend learning the game first, but... Okay, well, okay. Learn the game. Understand how the game is played. And then I would say do some practice games, but my first, like, real game was at a tournament. So... You know, you can also just do whatever the fuck you want. Get TTS. You could also do that and then suffer playing Axeman as he does 15. It takes 15 years to do his turn. GTS is a really good way of learning the game. I would recommend it. Most people do. I think I've clocked over 50 40k games in 2 years and I've won like 2. Well, the fact that you've gotten more than like 3 is good. Most people play a game like once a year. First one, pink gold. The outer chassis. The first one was against Dio. Yeah, that was me trying to play. I'm not saying this is an excuse. That was just like me trying to play a list that just like after clocking it, I'm like, this does not work against guard. Let's see how it goes. It did okay. I haven't played Admech that much this edition ever since the rules were so shit. Dio shit stomped. Go, fuck, calm down, bud. If I got shit stomped, I would admit I got shit stomped. Because I've been shit stomped plenty. You just get used to it. But no. It's a case of my usual problem with guard, which is there's too many bodies. And the only way you can beat out guard is by outscoring them. You can't outkill them. Megatron has fallen. Yeah, killing Lehman Russ suck. My biggest problem with guard, and I'm not saying like it makes them overpowered, I'm just saying this is like my problem with guard. All their units are so cheap, and their Lehman Russes are like at a perfect like break point where most anti-tank does nothing against them. So you need to go overkill on them. But then the Lehman Russes are also like 250 points per, or even cheaper most of the time. Like under 200 points, if anything. So there's just so fucking many. House of 6 games over 5 months of 10th. I got sick of 10th, understood the rules, and we had a roster of 2 games running simultaneously among a group of 7. 10th is boring. It's not my favorite. I like, they're showing off a little bit of the rules of 11th, and I mean, everybody already knows 11th is just updated 10th, but like, it doesn't look like my favorite. I might be playing more Legion for these next 3 years. Heard. What else do I need to do before I end stream? Because I am starting to get tired. I'm still doing gold. That's what I was doing. Can't word. You should probably take medicine. I don't know what you can take for a migraine. If I get a headache, I just go to bed. I'll clean it up later, but put a wash on it soon as well. Honestly, I might get into the habit of writing more 40k short stories every night. It's pretty fun. I'd recommend it. I basically do a YouTube channel based around doing that. I would like to do more stories and stuff. I just don't know how popular that would be. And while like I do this for a hobby, if I could like get, it sounds so fucking scummy to say it out loud, but like I don't know how else to word it. If I could also get something out of doing what I love, then I would prefer to do that. You get that. Yeah, I don't know how else to word it. If you're good at something, never do it for free. Yeah, basically. I wouldn't say I'm good at this, but I enjoy doing it. I'm definitely not good at it. I haven't fucking uploaded in like 2 weeks. And the fucking latest video I made was me talking about fucking trout. I do hope one day I could get an editor. That would be fun. Makes things so much fucking easier for me. I edit more than I research, and it definitely like hampers some of the videos because of it. I'm saying is that you're better than Mr. Bones. I don't know about that. I have issues with a lot of creators. I'm never gonna say I'm better than any one person, but I will say that there are things that people do that I don't like. And that's why I try to do things semi-differently. You're up there with dystopian. What are these fucking names? There's no way people name themselves this shit. If you could get away with a server event for writing stuff and then make a video off of it. I mean, as long as people agree that, like, yeah, I can use this stuff in a video and I don't have to, like, pay them, then yeah, sure. Technically speaking, once you put something out there, it's like public domain, especially if it's like fan writing. That like you can't really copyright it. You could like make money off of it, I guess, in a way, but I don't know how to describe it. No, not better than Pinker's No Work. I fucking strive to be as good as him, which is funny because he, like, in the grand scheme of the world, he and I, like, we do the same thing. We talk into a mic about our autistic interests, but I also still like watching his videos. So. It's so crazy, and it's also just like peak life. Minus the fact that his pancreas literally does not work, but it's just like such peak life that you could just like see a dude talking about what he likes, and he gets paid to do it. I'm gonna crash out of the stream is one even for me. Well, I'm gonna end the stream soon because I'm also getting tired. I still have to like shower and shit. Pinker's No Work is on iFunny, and that's why I love him. That's God. iFunny is iFunny is one of the apps of all time. I remember when that app used to be normal. Now it's insane. Like, people talk about how Instagram is full of like schizos and racists. It's like, no, my friend. iReady. Why say iReady? Because it's a thing they use in schools. God, my job is leaking into everyday life. iFunny, iReady. Hello, this is my son, Burned Otin. I'm not fucking reading any of that. The fuck are you talking about? Pinker's No Work is great. I love him. And I also just love that he's like consistently funny, which is what I strive to be. I strive to be entertaining above everything, but if I could at least also just be like funny in general, because my humor does not land with people a lot. It lands with a certain subsect of people, and that's about it. I'm not in possession of the Eisenhorn Ghost. That's a lot of words. I assume you're talking about the books. Eisenhorn mentioned I fucking love Eisenhorn Raw. I've never read it. I'm gonna go ahead and publicly crucify myself on that one. I've never read Eisenhorn, and I have no intention of reading it until I do a video on him. The real question is, do I wash this with black? Yeah, I do. No oil. I need you. No oil's over here. A little guilty pleasure for me since Vegas is a bit of a talk fast, talk funny YouTuber. Same with Barack. A little bit of it's. I don't know if I can tell people about that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So don't worry. DJ Peach Cobbler. What the fuck are these names? Am I just old? I think I'm just old, man. There's no way these are like fucking human beings. future's now Old Smith, basically. DJ Peach Cobbler, what a... The dude could be like a saint or something for all I know, but it's just like the monkey brain in me is just like saying, what a shit ass fucking name. I just like I don't know how else to describe it. It just makes me angry. DJ Peach Cobbler. Time to put a little bit of the liquid skill on this model, and then I'm finally done. Until I have to come do touch-ups. Could you at least tell me what they make videos on, so I'm not going insane? You said, like, book reviews. Like, is that all they do, or did they do something prior? I'm gonna finish, or I'm gonna change the finish of it. Just a little bit stuck here. There we go. I'm gonna change the finish after it's done drawing, but the first Mandalorian of many, and then I'll do the basing later because I hate basing. First Mandalorian of many done. Like, it's so glossy because the oil's still drying, but. I think it came out good. I definitely want to do a little bit of touch-ups on it afterwards, but first Mandalorian, I still need to figure out a color scheme for my boy. Where is he? I just had him. He's right here. I still need to figure out a color scheme for my boy. He's like, before he ends up actually coloring his armor's just all black, but all black armor is boring. I'm really struggling to figure out what I wanted to do for him. And I don't want to just do Iron Warriors, because as much as I really want to, I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. Yeah. He started making video games and he moved to history with Roman and a little American history. And then he got out of the Navy and went full-time YouTube. I see. Gotcha. Red armor with a Geonosian desert theme. I hate the Geonosian color, like, for the droids. I hate it. It's like a weird, like, pink burgundy. Why are people calling them something like Jack My Balls 2009? Full cowboy? He's not a cowboy. That's the problem. Even though I should have made him a cowboy. I don't like the Geonosian droid color. I hate it. There's something about it. But yeah, I think I might stream again tomorrow. No, I need to start working on another video. That's what I need to do. I deprived everybody of a video for like 2 weeks, and then I gave everybody a fucking trout video. You guys deserve another real video soon. But yeah, no, look forward to a Mandalorian video being made at some point. Mark and Invincible series will somehow survive his guts pulled out by Conquest. That was crazy. I'm not a big fan of Invincible. I'm glad that the show is taking liberties with the comic books to try and make things better, but also, like, my god. So that's where the budget for the season went. But yeah. I will post this music that I've been listening to in the chat, by the way, in like a little bit. Yeah, my Dio is just drying. I guess sleeping anyways. Hell yeah, brother. But y'all have a good night. I might stream tomorrow. We'll see. And I'll try to stream for longer because it's going to be the weekend. But I also do have to prep for D&D/Hunter this weekend. Good night.